Water, the essence of life. But what happens when this essential resource starts slipping out of reach for millions? Welcome to Explore in 24, where we dive into the stories that shape our world. Today, we're unraveling the growing crisis of global water scarcity and asking the big question: could water shortages ignite future conflicts that could impact us all? Stay tuned as we explore the complexities, tensions, and possible solutions to this urgent issue. Understanding global water scarcity. Water scarcity is more than just a lack of water. It's about who can access it. There are two main types: physical scarcity, where there isn't enough water to meet demands, and economic scarcity, where water exists but people lack the infrastructure or means to access it. Here's the staggering reality. Nearly half of the global population experiences some form of water scarcity every year. Some regions like the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of the US are already feeling the squeeze, with rivers drying up and reservoirs running low. Imagine waking up to find that your main water source is nothing more than a cracked riverbed. Geopolitical tensions arising from water shortages. Now here's where things get tense. When water shortages cross borders, they evolve from an environmental problem into a geopolitical one. Let's take the Nile River as an example. Flowing through multiple African nations, Ethiopia's construction of the Grand Renaissance Dam has caused significant friction with Egypt, which relies heavily on the Nile for drinking water and agriculture. To Egypt, this is more than an environmental issue. It's national security at stake. And the Nile isn't alone. Look at the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where Turkey, Syria, and Iraq have been locked in a competition over dwindling water resources. Even within the US, states like California, Nevada, and Arizona are battling for access to the Colorado River. These situations force countries and regions to shift from being neighbors to competitors. With every inch the rivers recede, tensions grow stronger. It's a global chessboard, but instead of kings and queens, we're talking about reservoirs and river rights, economic and social impacts of water scarcity. But it's not just politics. Water scarcity hits economies and communities hard. Agriculture suffers first. Crops wither, causing food prices to spike. This domino effect can lead to financial instability as farmers face ruin and entire communities feel the strain. Industries that rely on water, like manufacturing and energy, may be forced to scale back operations or shut down, leading to job losses. On a social level, water scarcity drives people to migrate, leaving their homes in search of more secure living conditions. Clean water becomes scarce, health problems increase, and communities are forced to rely on potentially contaminated sources. The result? A tense environment where competition over resources could pit neighbors against each other. Strategies nations employ to secure water resources. So what are countries doing to secure their water supplies? Desalination is one answer, especially in the Middle East. Nations like Saudi Arabia and Israel use large-scale desalination plants to turn seawater into fresh water. But there's a catch. Desalination is expensive and energy-intensive, making it impractical for many regions. Then there are large-scale engineering projects, such as river diversions and dams. China's South-North Water Transfer Project is a prime example, moving water from the water-rich south to the drier north. However, these projects can disrupt ecosystems and affect downstream communities. International treaties exist to help manage shared water resources, but enforcing them is easier said than done, especially when water supplies dwindle. The role of climate change and population growth. Climate change and population growth are accelerating the crisis. Shifting climate patterns lead to unpredictable rainfall and severe droughts, making water sources less reliable. Rivers that once flowed consistently are drying up, and underground aquifers are being depleted faster than they can be replenished. Regions that historically had enough water are now facing shortages. On top of that, the global population keeps growing, which means more mouths to feed and more water needed for agriculture and energy production. We're depleting water resources faster than nature can restore them. It's like running a tap without ever turning it off. Potential for future conflicts. Could water really spark the next major conflict? Many experts believe it's not just possible, it's likely. Water disputes in high-risk areas like the Middle East in parts of Asia could escalate into full-blown conflicts. The term water refugees is becoming more common, describing people forced to leave their homes due to water scarcity. And future conflicts may not look like traditional wars. We could see sabotage, cyber attacks on water infrastructure, or regional clashes over strategic water sources. Water scarcity is more than just a looming crisis. It's a reality already affecting millions. Will countries find ways to cooperate, or will we see tensions boil over into conflict? The future of water could shape the future of our world. If you found this exploration eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on more thought-provoking stories from Explore in 24. What do you think? Could water scarcity really lead to the next global conflict? Share your thoughts below, and we'll see you in the next video.